One of the best ways to establish your product as different and superior compared to anything else your target audience tried before is to talk about a unique benefit and a unique mechanism that makes it really different compared to anything else. And if you can make this, if you can position this as something a little bit controversial, then you're definitely going to get a lot of attention for it. People are going to have increased curiosity for it, and you're going to be able to convert way more of them into paying customers. And that's what today's email proudly demonstrates. So let's just call this straight up the better than email, okay? And the subject line just says it all. It says, this chocolate 15 times healthier than kale. So the whole idea behind this subject line and the big idea behind this email is that there's a new secret, like this chocolate that you haven't heard about, right? And it's 15% healthier. So there's a specific element there as well than kale. And that's the shocker, because people at this point, they know that kale is something healthy. But chocolate universally is regarded as something that's not so healthy for your health. So then, how come there's a chocolate that's 15% healthier than something that's supposed to be one of the healthiest superfoods you could eat, right? That creates this little conflict in your mind that once you open this email. And I think it's super effective. And I'm not really surprised by this, because this email comes from Mike Geary. And if you're familiar with the direct response copywriting world, especially the copy accelerator crowd from Stefan Georgi and Justin Goff, they are big proponents of Mike Geary. And Mike uses tons of great copywriters as well. So probably the email wasn't written by him, but one of his copywriters, but great job still, because the email does an excellent job at positioning this mystery chocolate as something that you definitely want to try out. So how the email actually looks like, as you can see, the fonts are a little bit bigger compared to yesterday's email, for example, and the copy isn't really that long, but still I would say that this is a relatively longer form email. But as we go through it, you're gonna see how each element has its place, and it's absolutely needed. So we start with this little graphic here that basically signifies Mike's personal mission, and this builds trust. So this is Mike Geary's nutrition watchdog enzyme, investigating nutrition, health, and fitness to keep you youthful, healthy, and fit. So this immediately shows people that yes, this is going to be some sort of e-tip, some sort of new thing, new opportunity, new cool life hack that they're gonna discover. And we've seen these before in my previous big breakdowns. I love these emails because they're perfect for lists that aren't tied to a personal brand. So in this case, yes, Mike Geary somewhat is a personal brand, but I'm guessing, you know, this is a lot of these people, they're also on other nutrition lists as well, email lists. And we know how important list quality is when it comes to making sales, because your copy can be the best ever, your offer can also be good, but if there's a fundamental mismatch between what people on this specific list want and what you're trying to sell them, then they're just not gonna buy. But I like how this is integrated here. So then we start, I don't know about you, but I don't need an excuse to eat chocolate. And there's a smiley face as well. So immediately we start with something surprisingly personal and relatable here as well. Who doesn't like to eat chocolate? Well, most people definitely do. And then it's like Mike doesn't leave it like this. He also dimensionalizes it. He says chocolate cake, chocolate ice cream, chocolate milkshakes. I love it all. So this is used because it adds more depth, more dimension to the whole thing. If you just say who doesn't like to eat chocolate, people are like, oh yeah, I like to eat chocolate. But as you start listing these elements, people, they start visualizing it. They're like, chocolate cake, chocolate ice cream, chocolate milkshake, I want it. So it's something very simple that you can also do whenever you're making a claim or something. You just dive a little deeper. You dimensionize it. It's why I was so excited when I found out about the power of a unique type of Peruvian chocolate. So again, we see this unique new opportunity, unique mechanism combo. We see this all the time, and this is at least like 15th email in this series that I discovered a version of this. So it's safe to assume that it's relatively universal, and it's something that you can also use even if your micro copywriting isn't really that good. The idea behind it becomes good if you use something like this. So then he continues. He discredits other solutions. He says, you see, most chocolate is grown over on the west coast of Africa, but small batches of chocolate also come from the jungles of Peru, and the difference is astounding. So again, most typical chocolate, yeah, good and all, but it comes from this specific place. This one comes from the jungles of Peru, and there's a big difference. And here's why. Here's why this is different and superior. Peruvian cacao is not only sweet like regular milk chocolate, it's also one of the healthiest and highest antioxidant foods on the planet, being 12 times more powerful than blueberries. So this is kind of like a soft proof element, because we're talking about the mechanism behind it. We're talking about like how it actually achieves this superiority. But it's not enough. So once again, we have more context added to this. So Mike lists a few specifics, and notice all the specific numbers, how this Peruvian chocolate is more powerful, like 12 times more powerful than blueberries, 15 times better than kale, 37 times healthier than even broccoli. And once again, broccoli is considered to be like a super healthy food. And this just shocks people. They want to know like what this whole chocolate is about, right? Wouldn't you want to know, like, who likes to eat broccoli? Well, maybe some people do, but I mean, our brains aren't really hardwired to crave broccoli, but it is to crave chocolate. And if this is supposedly 37 times healthier than broccoli, I mean, that's starting to sound pretty cool, right? So then he appeals to people's ego and adds a little bit of proof. He says, this delicious chocolatey gift has been the food of emperors for nearly 2,000 years. And the growing process was finally perfected during the late Incan Empire. So it's been the food of emperors for nearly 2,000 years, which basically assumes that if you eat this, you will also feel like an emperor, right? Wouldn't you like to feel like an emperor? Wouldn't you like to be part of the cool kids? That's the core emotion this is appealing to. So after this, we get a few straight up benefits of this chocolate. Stuff like promote healthy and stable blood sugar, reduce free radicals and fight inflammation, thereby slowing down aging in the body, make you fall asleep faster and stay asleep through the night, even help preventing brain aging. So all the benefits that typical alternative health newsletter audiences are interested in, like lowering blood sugar, being more healthy, reducing free radicals, fighting inflammation, even helping with brain aging, right? So these are all benefits, and they sound cool, but they're also kind of claims, right? And we've learned that whenever you make a claim, you have to back it up with some sort of proof element. So we have three specific testimonials here, which are proof elements. And notice how this one, for example, the first one, is using a mini story. Angela is saying, it has been a wonderful discovery, and my body and mind have never been better. My aches and pains are minimal. My gut health has been amazing. Gas and cramping is gone. So again, all benefits that our target audience is definitely interested in. And it's kind of like a mini story. Like, I had all these problems, and now look at me. I don't have these problems anymore. All because of this cool chocolate. Then Dolores says, and interesting that all three of these testimonials are women. So it seems like, and this has to be deliberate, because like Mike Geary is an extremely advanced direct response marketer, so it has to be deliberate, but it seems like most people on this list are women then. So, and maybe that's why the email started with like fantasizing about chocolate, because like who likes eating chocolate the most? Like on average, well, women. I also like chocolate, but you know, it's maybe on average women eat more chocolate. So these social proof elements, they definitely include copy that's representative to the core of this target audience, and they talk about typical core problems that they have. So the first one talked about solving body problems. The second one talks about the taste. Like, it's incredibly delicious. I feel so great eating it. It's satisfying. I'm losing weight. I feel great. I'm not craving foods anymore. It actually makes me smile every time I eat it. So yeah, I definitely encourage you to study this in more detail, because these are excellent examples of great short form testimonials. So then we transition to the end of the email. Mike says, there is only one season a year that they grow this unique South American chocolate. So make sure you get some before the end of the year's growing season. So there's some organic urgency and scarcity here as well, because again, he's not artificially limiting supply here. It makes sense, right? That, okay, if this is so special, it makes sense that there's only one season a year that they grow this. So make sure you get some before the end of the year's growing season. It makes sense. Find out the details on this page. And then we get a benefit-driven call to action. Like the link itself says, this unique Peruvian chocolate is significantly healthier than kale. It basically riffs on the subject line. It repeats it. The part that makes it intriguing. But he also adds other benefits as well. He says, tastes incredible and packs more inflammation-fighting antioxidants than any vegetables. Interesting, right? So it's like a double dynamite type of thing. And it definitely makes it intriguing. Like I'm interested in clicking this as well. So enjoy this delicious chocolatey drink. That's a little confusing for me, because like so far I haven't seen any mention of any drink. Like, how come this is a drink? And to me, I don't know that much about chocolate, but if you position it as a drink, it makes it less valuable. It makes it seem like it's less premium, because you can put anything in a drink instead of like pure chocolate, right? You can water it down, like literally. So I don't know why it's the first time it's mentioned that it's a drink. That's a little confusing to me, and I don't know what the copywriter wanted to do with this. I wouldn't necessarily end it like this, but yeah, it's still, there's a smiley face, and the whole email seems like Mike is just sharing some cool tips with you, and then he really wants you to live a healthier, happier, better life. And you know, you just buy his stuff because that's what he does. So yeah, I like this email. I think it's a great example. You can also imitate it if you want. Basically, the formula, I would say, is that you use a hook that taps into a common emotion that people have. Then you introduce a unique mechanism. Then you talk about why it's different and superior. Then you bring up some proof points, some benefits, some social proof, some urgency and scarcity, and a call to action. So it's a relatively typical formula, but I think it's executed pretty well here. So that's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And also check out my free 5-part mini course in the description. It's called the 5 Principles of Sending Rainmaker Emails. You're going to love it. And when you subscribe to that, it's you also get access to all these marked up swipe files. And I don't know how long these will be available. For example, for my 100-day proven sales letter breakdown swipe files, I pulled them off. After some time, pull them off the market, but you can still buy them if you want. But you know, they're no longer available for free. So I think you should definitely get these while you can, because they're super valuable, as you can see, and you can study and learn a great deal from them. So thank you so much for checking this out. Check out the other videos in the series, as well as the 100-day proven sales letter breakdown series, and I'll see you in the next one.